Hey, how's it going everyone? Justin again. As always, thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today we're talking about my favorite ratchets and why they're pretty much all snap-on at this point. Now, if you've been following me for a little while, you know that my go-to ratchet for many years was the Matco 3/8 locking flex head. And I've given one away to Lone Star. I believe Harley Adam got one. I think also Ken the Lawn Guy bought one off of me as well. So I love those ratchets. Those ratchets were like the Boss Hoss, the Bee's Knees, whatever you want to call them. They were absolutely great and phenomenal. However, I have since then moved to a snap-on ratchet that has completely taken over and taken place of that locking flex head. Now there was lots of things that I liked about the Comfort Grip Matco ratchet, but as far as like versatility is concerned and the style of ratchets that Snap-on has developed and come out with and the way that their durability is, I cannot say enough good things. I really can't. Snap-on ratchets have recently become like my go-to for pretty much everything. I don't own anything really other than Snap-on ratchets at this point in time in my career. I'll show you the ratchets that I use at the independent shop on a daily basis, the ones that I've been using over at the dealership for many years now, as well as I'll show you my at-home ratchets and what I keep here at the house. So other than that, make sure you check out Hard Knocks Forge. I'll put the link down in the description. He's got a great channel, does tool reviews all the time. Phenomenal guy. Couldn't ask to meet a better friend, really. Haven't talked to him in a while. That's probably because I've been really busy. I know that he's been pretty busy. I don't exactly have his telephone number, but I got his email and everything. But he's been doing a lot of cool stuff as far as tool reviews and things like that on his channel. So if you guys are looking for a little bit more versatility as far as content is concerned, I urge you to go over to his channel. I know that I'm starting like a fresh and clean slate, so I don't have as many videos up at this point as I would like. But that's okay. We'll get there. No big deal. Other than that, like I said, make sure you check out Hard Knocks Forge. The link will be down in the description. Now let's take a look at the ratchets that I use at work, what I love about them, why I chose to go with pretty much nothing but Snap-on, and what I use here at the house. All right, the first one up that I'm going to discuss is pretty much my go-to when I'm doing cylinder head work. It's too long really to put in frame, but it's the Snap-on 1/2-inch locking flex head ratchet. I believe it's 80 tooth design. It could be, yeah, it's 80 tooth design. Part number SLX80A. That's how I know that it's a 80 tooth design. If it was 72 tooth or 78 tooth, it would be in the part number. But at any rate, let's see how long this ratchet is here. We're coming in at around 24 3/4 of an inch in length. This ratchet I've used for numerous things: steering, suspension. I've used it for stubborn brake caliper bolts and things like that. And I've used it primarily for cylinder head jobs. And I was using it there for a little while to turn over crankshaft, turn the crankshaft bolt so I can get the piston at top dead center. So this was my go-to for a long time. For at least those purposes. Recently, and I'd say within the last 6 months, I've purchased, let me move this one over here, this 3/8 flex head, and you can see it's actually pretty long too, also Snap-on, and it comes in at 18 inches in length. I've actually been using this for stubborn brake caliper bolts, mounting bracket bolts, some steering and suspension, turning over crankshaft, you know, turning the crank so I can get it piston at top dead center. I've been using it for oddball things like that, but it doesn't quite have enough leverage or strength really to crack open cylinder head bolts. So this is the 1/2-inch is my go-to for that. But I pretty much use the 3/8 for a lot of things. Even on oil changes, to be honest, for those Toyotas out there, they have the canister style oil filter that's really stubborn. Sometimes they're over tightened. This thing has definitely helped me to crack them loose like pretty much every time. I haven't had an issue. I like the flex head. I don't really need a locking flex head. This thing is perfect the way that it is. If you've been using a ratchet for years like I have, you'll know that you actually find that you get in that groove where you're able to use flex head ratchets without losing control and smacking your knuckle on something. So I absolutely love that ratchet. Another one that's pretty much just the same as that I use all the time. You could tell because the handle's a little bit beatered and battered up, but not too bad. I worked this deal with Snap-on a while back, and I flipped a coin, and I ended up getting this particular ratchet for 50% off. But then later, one of my subscribers, I believe it was Chris Alexander, actually mailed me this exact ratchet. So I had two. So I had given one to Tyler, and I kept the one that Chris Alexander gave me, and I've been using it all the time. It's definitely one of my favorite ratchets outside of this 3/8 long flex head. And that little guy comes in at 12 1/4 inch. So pretty handy stuff. You can see the first three ratchets I'm showing you guys are pretty much the longer ones of the entire group. Moving forward, this is now my daily go-to for pretty much everything. Oil changes, brake caliper, sliding pin, bolts, and fasteners. I use it for around the engine bay, water pumps, pulleys, things like that. I absolutely love it, mainly because of this curved handle. I also use it for tune-ups. I love it because it almost acts like a speed wrench, so I absolutely love that feature. I could sit here and at weird angles, I can get down into weird spots, and it can go around certain things. It just gives me that leverage and that angle that I need, which is why this is my most favorite ratchet now, and this is what I use every single day, all the time. Absolutely love this style of ratchet. It's my favorite. It really is. As far as length, you can see that because of the curvature, it still comes in at around 11 1/4 of an inch with that curve. I'm sure it would be longer if it was straight, but no need for that. I actually love that curve, and I wouldn't change it for anything, really. It's an awesome ratchet. Another one that I love and enjoy, and you guys know that have been watching me for a long time, this 1/4 inch swivel style ratchet from Snap-on is just my absolute favorite. I use this every single day on pretty much every single car. I use it as a nut driver. I use it as a ratchet. I can get into weird spots, weird angles. I can come backwards on something. It's just overall, the design of it has been great. I haven't had to have the gears warrantied out at all. And I've had this ratchet for at least the last 2 years now. So that includes time over at Chrysler as well as the independent shop. I absolutely love this ratchet. So can't say enough good things about this. I have used the Napa equivalent, the Carlisle ones, and they're also really good too. A little bit thickness difference in the head, but other than that, almost identical. And I think it does have a little a locking button here on the top as well, whereas a Snap-on one does not. But that's okay. Like I said, I haven't had any issues. This is my favorite ratchet. So these are pretty much all my go-tos. These are the ones that I keep at work and I use every single day on pretty much every single job that I come in contact with. Moving up here a little bit, I'll show you guys a ratchet that I was using quite a bit over at the Chrysler dealership, which is this little Matco. It's like a Hex Bit Driver. Okay, it's got the Hex Bit here that you can put little tiny bits on there. You can see I have one on there, and I believe that's the T30. And I shaved it down so I can get into that timing cover and do the flat rate trick and get that left cylinder head off of the Jeeps. On the other end right here, it comes with another little adapter. That's for the 5/16, but it turns into a 1/4 inch adapter. You can use that as a 1/4 inch ratchet if you want to get into other awkward spots. And you can see it has a little bit more than a 5-degree pitch. I'd probably call that like an 8-degree pitch. So it's pretty useful and handy ratchet. Since the 3/6 cylinder head is still relatively new, we haven't been seeing a lot of them at our independent shop, primarily because a lot of them are still covered under warranty. There was even a service bulletin, I think, out for them, so a lot of the cylinder head work is actually done over at the dealership, or at least the customers go to the dealership to have it done because it's covered under warranty. So as of right now, she kind of sits stagnant in my toolbox here at the house. But as soon as I know that we're getting ready to do a 3/6 cylinder head, I'll be grabbing that and bringing it to work, rest assured. All right, a couple of my favorites that I keep here at the house. and I have used them at the independent shop. You can see that I've worn the name out a little bit. I pulled the transmission on a car and did a couple of other things with this specific ratchet, and I loved it so much I decided to try the curvature one. I had both of these at the independent shop for a little while, but I just fell in love with this curved one more, and because I didn't really care for the straight solid head design Duralast ratchet, I really wanted a flex head for the house in case I get into some awkward spots. I chose to take this one home and leave it at the house. Because I loved that one, I bought the 1/4 inch little buddy of it right here, same exact color, and I think they were only like a $10 difference. But I bought the 1/4 inch version too, and so I've been leaving those here at the house to use for home use. This one right here, it's a 3/8. I do have a 1/4 inch one that's a little bit shorter. It's probably about that short. It's like the world's smallest ratchet. I don't have it here. I did forget that at work. My apologies. I wish I could show you guys, but it's so cool. It gets into weird spots, tight spots, and I can fit it in the palm of my hand. This one here, a little bit longer than the other one. I chose to leave this at the house because I haven't really found too many needs recently that I needed to go 3/8. With this short of ratchet. I do like the idea behind it, but I need a 1/4 inch ratchet, which is why I bought the shorter one, which is like this, and the head is like half as big. So I left the 1/4 inch one at work, but I leave this one here at the house just in case I do need to get into a small awkward spot. I do have a ratchet that I can use for that. So that'll pretty much wrap up all the ratchets that I use at work on a daily basis, the ratchets that I keep here at the house. My likes and dislikes for the snap-on ratchets, I really don't have any dislikes. I really have nothing but likes at this point in time. These are all my favorite ratchets. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I wouldn't sell them for the world. Of all the tools that I have, I would have to keep these ratchets for sure because they do enable me to get into weird spots, tight angles, things like that. It makes my life easier as a mechanic, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. These other ratchets over here, they're all right. They're at my house. They're great ratchets. I haven't really been using them a lot, but they are my great ratchets. I leave them here at the house for side work or anything that I should develop that I take on project-wise here at the house. Alright, so that'll pretty much sum up my video of my favorite snap-on ratchets and my likes and reasons for why I have them. I know there wasn't any dislikes. If you were looking for dislikes, I apologize. I don't have any. I really don't. I know there are other ratchets out there. A lot of people are, huge fan favorites of various styles of ratchets, whether it be Cornwell, Matco, Gear Wrench, Carlisle, even the Harbor Freight lovers out there. I personally have not found a ratchet outside of Snap-on that I have had nothing but good luck with and have had nothing but good things to say about. The Matco 3/8 locking flex head was a huge favorite of mine. I did use that for many years. The only dislike that I had about it was after turning a ratchet every single day for at least a year, I'd have to get the gears changed out because they would slip a tooth. With the snap-on ratchets that I've had, most of these ratchets I've had for at least a year to 2 years. I know there's only like one out of the whole group that I've only had for 6 months, and that's the longest 3/8 flex head. But I haven't had to change out the gears. I haven't had to warranty anything out with them. They've been nothing but true and blue the entire way. So that's why I decided to choose snap-on ratchets for the ratchets that I keep in my toolbox and why I use them every day at work. So again, if you haven't already checked out Hard Knocks Forge, be sure to check out Hard Knocks Forge. He's got a channel and the link will be down in the description. Thanks as always for watching. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. And I hope you're getting ready to enjoy your weekend. Do something nice with the family. See you guys later.